Bro, a lot of guys in Toronto think I'm an asshole. Like, there's a lot. I have an amazing reputation. I have an amazing reputation, but a lot of people think I'm an asshole because like they'll come up to me. I'm like in the middle of boot camp. I'm like, hey, like respectfully, like fuck off, I'm working. Like goodbye. Or they come up to me in the middle of my table. I'm like, yo, get the fuck off my table. Like, because like I get defensive. I'm like around like 80 bitches, and they come to try to talk to me and talk to my girls. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck? I'm like, Justin's an asshole. I'm like, no, you're a socially incompetent retard, right? So you got to like also understand when you're doing cold approach, you're like ripping apart social dynamics and you're breaking into other people's frame of reality. So you have to actually understand that. So it's high risk, high reward. Sometimes the people love you. Sometimes girls tell you fuck off. You just kind of got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Make sense? Yeah. What's crazy, like the fifth interaction, the girl might suck your dick. Exactly. You could literally approach like 10 girls. Like you can approach 10 girls and like 9 of them in a row will be like, fuck you, you're a piece of shit. And the 10th girl will suck your dick. And then you're like, huh, not a bad day after all. You know what I mean?
Literally changes.
It's funny. It's kind of like sales, you know? It's kind of weird how that works. But it's like, if like, you know, knock on 10 houses, all of them tell you fuck off. But the 10th house, like they buy a $100,000 product, you get a 10% commission. You just made 10 grand that day. So if you did that every day, you make $300,000 a month, right? That's actually how it works. So it's exactly that game. The problem is most guys get so discouraged they don't even try, right? But if you go out and like talk to 20 chicks a day, if you just go out and talk to 20 girls a day on the street, in the mall, in the park, at the club, at the bar, whatever, talk to 20 girls a day, right? You might hook up with 1 or 2 girls a week. Bro, if you hook up with 1 to 2 girls a week, bro, that's 100 bitches a year. The average guy fucks 7 girls his lifetime. So if you hook up with 100 girls a year, you're a god. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking phenomenal, right? Does anyone else have any questions about last night?
I do actually.
Yeah.
So Kevin and I were trying to talk to 2 girls that were in like, they were getting a lot of bottles at that table. It was like the big group that was right next to us.
Yep.
And he noticed that some guy was like, no.
Yeah.
Because guys don't, guys are territorial. They're in their fucking table. That's how it is. What the fuck?
So
right?
In that case, are we supposed to stay away from that table?
You just ignore the guy.
Really?
So number 1, you ignore the guy. Or number 2, well, here's the thing, right? Because like you're never gonna see these people again. I wouldn't do that because like I'm gonna go to that club and they see me again. They're like, fuck that guy, he's an asshole. Does it make sense? Because I also wouldn't want random guys coming to my table because I'm a fucking promoter, right? Like I would have this beef. It's a problem. Get the fuck out of here. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So you gotta kind of do it in a way that's like you just kind of ignore the guy and act like it doesn't exist. So when I try to aim on a guy, you act like it doesn't exist. But this guy was being territorial because they weren't random girls. There's girls he showed up with on his guest list. Right, so it actually hurts his business because the reason the girls are there is because he's gonna get random guys like come spend money there at the table. It's like $1,500 table. So you gotta actually understand why, right? It's not like he even wants these bitches, right? It's like for him, it's like business. You're fucking with this shit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So generally, like dudes don't want you going to their table, but if you just want to be a dickhead, dude, we do it all the time. Me and Michael, like, we just go on random dudes' tables, take their bitches all the time. But we try to do it in a way that we won't burn bridges. We kind of try to do it in a way that's almost like invisible, like very subtle. Like, hey, I'm on Instagram, let's meet up later. Or hey, like, come on. Or like the moment they leave the table, like, boom, got him, come to my table instead, and boom, we bounce to a different venue. But we do it in a way that's like a bit of a ninja thing, right? Or if like, the guys are like, ask, oh, how do you know this guy? I'd be like, tell him I'm your gay friend. You know, or like tell this guy like you know me from high school or some shit, right? So like we just like make it bullshit. So that way, you guys don't get defensive, and we're like usually ignore the guys. And if the guys get like really standoffish with me, I just act like super friendly, and like almost like I'm a giant teddy bear. Like you can't get mad at me. I'm gonna give you a hug. You know, like, it's kind of vibe. It's like, hey buddy, how's it going, man? Like I just act like their best friend, and the guys are like, oh, I can't be a dick to this guy, right? And the vibe won't even be like I'm hitting on the girl. You know, does it make sense? Yeah. It's very interesting how that works. Right? I'm fucking absolute expert at that shit. Like, we did that last Friday. Bro, Michael, do you want to explain? Michael, grab a chair and come sit up here. Again? Yeah, let's talk about Friday. Remember that girl we pulled was with that guy, with a dude? Remember? Or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
She's an Asian dude.
Yeah. So we stumbled upon these 2 sisters. Apparently you knew one of them.
Actually, they were on my guest list. I didn't realize it until later, but they showed up to come see me, yeah. She showed up to come see me.
Anyways, we encountered these 2 girls, and they had like a guy friend.
Hold on, time out. So we actually thought it was a cold approach, but it wasn't a cold approach. It's like the issue is like you'll see it later this weekend. I know so many bitches, and so many girls DM me, and like I kind of just like send them like where I'm gonna be, and I just kind of like their message. So girls will show up, and like I cold approach them. I'm like, hey, what's up? Nice to meet you. Like I'm Justin. And they're like, motherfucker, I just DM'd you. Like what the fuck? I'm on your guest list. Or like you've been DMing me for the last 3 months to come hang out, and I finally came to hang out. Right? So I continue.
Yeah. So they came with like a guy. I think it was like their DD or something. It was like.
Oh, is that what it was?
I think that's what it was. because
But we didn't let him at our table. We're like, no, get the fuck out of our table. Who the fuck's this guy? I got security to kick him out, actually. Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, he was like their male best friend, but he was like clearly like trying to go for one of them. My girl that I was with, he was trying to go for her, but thankfully he was a retard. So he acted out of line, and when the girl stepped outside, I kind of like. So basically, one of the principles that we practice whenever we try to pull is stick to her like glue. So I stuck to her like glue, and she went outside with the guy. So I just like kind of like went outside too, like pretending to like check my phone or something.
Can you explain stick to her like glue? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, stick to her like glue just basically means that you have to, you just have to stick around her in her general vicinity, because otherwise, how do you know what's happening with her? Maybe some other guy's gonna pull her. The number one way to not pull a girl is to not be around her. I think that's.
Do you hear what he just said? The number one way to not pull a girl is to not be around her.
Yeah.
Right? So just by sticking with her and staying set, sticking around her and staying in set is like, that's how you pull. So like when you do enough game, you realize everybody knows each other. Everyone ever heard of 6 degrees of separation? Like everyone in the world knows each other through 6 contacts. So like I know you, you know that guy, you know that guy, you know that guy, and it leads to like Obama. You know what I mean? Right? Does it make sense? That's just like how it is. Like everybody on the planet knows each other. But when you do enough game, you go out enough. It's like when I go out, it's like I just assume I know every girl already. It's trippy. Like that's my vibe. Because either I assume they see me on social media. That's partly why I did that by design. Because like I just felt like a peasant cold approaching. Like understand it. I've been doing it for 10 years, and I was like, okay, I got to innovate and do things differently. And I still love cold approach. I still do cold approach. I still cold approach girls who don't know me, right? But I also just feel like I'm a king. So I don't feel like I feel like it should be easier for me. So I made it easier for me by getting famous. I mean, on purpose, right? So a lot of girls see my content, or I've cold approached them before, or they heard about me, or they've been at my parties, or been at my penthouse, whatever, right? But a lot of times, I just treat these girls like I'm that guy, and they've already, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? But they never met me before. They never met me before. And I'm just like acting as if they already know me. And I'm acting like the big G in the penthouse with all the clout and all these hoes. And because they feel that energy off me, they treat me exactly like I expect them to. It's called a self-fulfilling prophecy. Say it with me, self-fulfilling prophecy. Because I go in so delusionally confident, so charismatic, so cocky, but it's also like, there's like a subtle degree of like humbleness of like, I'm still a normal guy, but like, yes, I just happen to be rich and sexy, good looking, well-dressed, and have a big dick, and I'm the king of the world, right? So that's kind of the vibe, and then it makes them want to fuck. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's interesting how it works. Do you guys need to have everything I have in order for you to feel that way and start having girls treat you that way? Yes or no? No, you don't. We can get you there today. Isn't that crazy? We can get you there right now. Isn't that crazy? We can get you there today. How do you feel about that?
It's been crazy.
Yeah? We can get you there right fucking now. We will in a moment. Don't worry. We will. Woo. Okay. So, just had a really interesting thought. So, yeah, we can 100% get you there today. But yeah, it's really important that you guys understand these concepts and embody them. It's very important.